In the headlines, who knows what the next 48 hours will bring? We get a front row seat to the results of a two-day operation in Wilson that brought down at least 24 area fugitives. And a very special firefighter receives a unique award for his service to the community. These stories and more coming up on NewsBreak starting now.
From WHIG-TV, this is NewsBreak 31. Now, here's Marie Torres.
Hello, and thanks for tuning in to WHIG-TV NewsBreak, your voice in the community. I'm Marie Torres. Topping the news, in just 48 hours, a joint operation between local and federal authorities brings down at least 24 fugitives in Wilson. Here's more on the recent roundup. WHIG-TV was there at Wednesday's press conference in Wilson as leaders from the U.S. Marshal Service, Wilson County Sheriff's Office, Wilson Police, the Attorney General's Office, and a Wilson DA spoke to the media about the recent operation dubbed Operation Joining Forces, which targeted the 118 sex offenders in Wilson and the many fugitives with offenses that include narcotics violations, sex offenses, larceny, weapons offenses, and fraud. The conference, led by the findings of area native and U.S. Marshal Scott Parker, brought in more than 60 law enforcement officials, all with the goal of putting the alleged bad guys and gals behind bars.
I thank the media for coming out and help us deliver the message to the criminals and to the citizens that we support them with their support. On Monday, March the 28th, 2011, at 6 o'clock in the morning, the brave men and women of the United States Marshal Service, the Wilson Police Department, and the Wilson County Sheriff's Office assembled in this very same room to begin the Operation Joining Forces. Each member of the Wilson Police Department and the Wilson County Sheriff's Office that participated in this Operation Joining Force, was administered the special deputation, the oath of office, which allowed them to be appointed for this operation a special deputy United States Marshal. The reason for that, because we did not stop at the Wilson County lines to go after violent criminals. As we all know or have heard this year, it's been a very dangerous year for law enforcement officers nationwide, but especially the United States Marshal Service. The United States Marshal Service had 2 deputies, United States Marshals, and 4 task force officers tragically killed in the line of duty this year. Yes, our brothers and sisters in law enforcement were tragically killed trying to do the same thing the officers that participated in this Operation Joining Forces, was doing. As each and every law enforcement officer participating in this operation had these events on their mind, and they knew that they may not return home safely to their family. And many of these individual officers are seated before you today, and I want to say a personal thanks to each of them. Needlessly, the men and women with the assistance of the United States Marshal Service Violent Fugitive Task Force, and our task force is comprised of Deputy United States Marshals, state and local law enforcement. They dedicated their time and effort to protect the citizens of the city and county of Wilson. I want to sincerely thank Wilson Police Chief Thomas Hopkins and his officers, as well as Wilson County Sheriff Kevin Woodard and his deputies, for their participation in Operation Joining Forces and their hard work, loyalty, and dedication to the citizens of the city and county of Wilson and to the great state of North Carolina. I would also like to take time to say a special thanks to the member of the Wilson County Emergency Medical Service. They was prepared and willing to provide, if needed, medical attention to any citizens and law enforcement officers during this operation. The success of this operation was based on the collaboration of multiple agencies, and we will continue to join forces with these agencies in the future to ensure the safety and safety of the citizens of the city and county of Wilson.
Wilson County Sheriff Calvin Woodard and Wilson Police Chief Thomas Hopkins both praised the operation and the men and women who helped execute it.
First of all, I would definitely like to thank the U.S. Marshal Service, Chief Thomas Hopkins, and the Wilson Police Department, the U.S. Attorney's Office, our Attorney's Office, as well as the men and women of the Wilson County Sheriff's Office. The last 2 days, being Monday and Tuesday, was definitely a wonderful day within the history of Wilson County. We were able to bring both agencies working together hand in hand as if they were just one joint agency along with the federal government, and to ensure that the sex offenders of Wilson County were properly checked on, ensure that they were within compliance, and which also led to some arrest of some of the sex offenders. Ladies and gentlemen, we had 24 fugitives that were arrested, 36 warrants that were served, and 118 registered sex offenders that were checked on to ensure that compliance was being met within them, as well as within Wilson County. I'm very proud and very honored to be working with these agencies, to be working with such great men and women, to just taking Wilson County back, to ensure that the citizens of Wilson County are safe. Whether you live in the city or the county, you're safe, and you have agencies that are willing to work together to make these things happen.
Operation Joining Forces has been one of the most successful operations I've ever been a part of. I believe this operation has sent a strong message to the offenders throughout the city of Wilson and also throughout the county. The U.S. Marshals, Wilson Police Department, Wilson County Sheriff's Office did an outstanding job seeking out violent offenders over the past 2 days, ensuring that our citizens in the city and the county were safe. It's truly a blessing and a pleasure to work with such professional law enforcement agencies, and we fully intend to continue our working relationship in the future. Thank you.
In total, the 2-day initiative resulted in the arrest of 24 fugitives, 6 women and 18 men, the service of 36 warrants, and the confirmation of 118 registered sex offenders in Wilson County. Of those fugitives, some are charged with indecent liberties with a child, hit and run, drug dealing, and carrying a concealed weapon. An investigation of one of the fugitives revealed he had previously been deported and may have been in the U.S. illegally. The operation and the capture of fugitives who face warrants in Wilson stretched throughout many counties in North Carolina. Marshal Parker, who thanked the media for their attendance, ended the conference stating one of the main goals for such a fugitive roundup.
We couldn't do our job without you. And you say, yeah, right, but y'all are sending a message. Everybody watch the news. The criminals watch the news. They want to know what's going on. They got a better communication system than they think that we do. So we need y'all help.
Marshal Parker says more arrests are in the works, and we'll be following up on that. In Wilson, WHIG TV. We'll be hearing more from Marshal Scott with Marshal Parker in the days to come, and we commend our local authorities for such a profound job in getting the alleged criminals off the street. When we return on Newsbreak, several folks are in jail from their involvement in crimes in Rocky Mount, and a special firefighter is awarded for his valor and service to the community. Stay with us.
It's back for a limited time. Every Buick in GMC is now being offered at GM employee price to the general public. Plus, you can now get 0% financing for up to 72 months too. Where? Only at Davenport Buick GMC in Rocky Mount. But that's not all. At Davenport, you'll also get something that GM employees don't even get. A lifetime warranty. GM employee price, 0% financing, and a lifetime warranty. See if anybody beats that deal. But hurry, this offer is for a limited time, and it's only available at Davenport Buick GMC in Rocky Mount.
We're your news team, bringing it home to you with meteorologist Fred Holdsworth, anchor Marie Torres, sports reporter Edward Green, and Matt Habit, our studio guy. WHIG TV Newsbreak, your voice in the community.
The Country Inn and Suites is your home away from home with a staff that always treats you as family. If you or your church or company has visitors, give them a great Rocky Mount welcome with a special discount on their overnight or extended stay. Not only is the Country Inn and Suites a comfortable place, we'll spoil them with fresh cookies and complimentary breakfast. We are filled with luxuries like an indoor pool, fitness center, and a guest laundry. The business center includes a boardroom, connection to high-speed internet, and catering for meetings is always available. Call me, Donna Chavis, at 252-442-0500 for a tour and or to set up your corporate rate. You're always welcome as family in the Country Inn and Suites, Rocky Mount.
Welcome back to WHIG TV Newsbreak. I'm Marie Torres. It's been a week of cleanup and several area people are in jail today. Most recently in Rocky Mount, a 27-year-old man is charged with trying to hold up a 24-hour restaurant. Rocky Mount police say late Tuesday night at the IHOP on North Wesleyan Boulevard, Jeffrey Allen Holmes Jr. allegedly waltzed inside the restaurant, brandishing a hunting knife and demanded money from the cash register. Police say the cashier told Holmes that there wasn't any money inside of the register, and then it said he fled the scene towards the Lowe's parking lot, entered a gold vehicle, and drove away. Holmes was arrested and charged with attempted robbery with a dangerous weapon and was issued a $3,000 secured bond. He was transported to the Nash County Jail. Also making it into our crime report today is a 28-year-old local man who allegedly assaulted his girlfriend and her 5-year-old son. Rocky Mount police say late Sunday night, 28-year-old Martez Lee Stanton strangled the 29-year-old woman. Stanton is charged with assault by strangulation, assault on a female, and assault on a child under 12. He was issued a 48-hour domestic violence hold and was transported to the Edgecombe County Jail. EMS was able to provide medical assistance to the mother and child. In other news, a very special firefighter receives a unique award for his service to the community. This week, the Rocky Mount Luncheons Lion, in cooperation with the Rocky Mount Fire Department, honored Fire Captain Jamie A. Cook as the Firefighter of the Year. Captain Cook, who is stationed at the fire station number 1 on George Street, had this to say after receiving his award.
I'd like to thank God for putting me here and giving me the strength and the courage every day to do what I do, being a father, being a husband, a son, a fireman, just who I am today. I owe it all to him, and I appreciate that. I thank the Lions Club for taking an interest in the community and recognizing the fire and police. That means a lot to us. I've been here 13 years, and I've noticed this event every year since I've been here, and it's always been an honor, not just this time receiving the award, but just to see the guys in the department receive the award. It lets me know that there's people out there thinking about us, and we really appreciate it. I definitely want to thank my family first and foremost. Without these guys that you see beside me and in front of me, I would definitely not be the person that I am today. The understanding that they give me, the time that I'm not there, the time spent away from home, they always understand. They always just kind of shake their head when something happens and say, okay, I understand.
Cook is an active member of the department's Swift Water Rescue Team, Fleet Planning Committee, and North Carolina Hello Aquatic Rescue Team. He was nominated and selected by a group of his peers to be honored. We congratulate him on his latest achievement. It's sports and weather after the break. Don't go anywhere.
It's back for a limited time. Every Buick in GMC is now being offered at GM employee price to the general public. Plus, you can now get 0% financing for up to 72 months too. Where? Only at Davenport Buick GMC in Rocky Mount. But that's not all. At Davenport, you'll also get something that GM employees don't even get. A lifetime warranty. GM employee price, 0% financing, and a lifetime warranty. See if anybody beats that deal. But hurry, this offer is for a limited time, and it's only available at Davenport Buick GMC in Rocky Mount.
The Country Inn & Suites is your home away from home with a staff that always treats you as family. If you or your church or company has visitors, give them a great Rocky Mount welcome with a special discount on their overnight or extended stay. Not only is the Country Inn & Suites a comfortable place, we'll spoil them with fresh cookies and complimentary breakfast. We're filled with luxuries like an indoor pool, fitness center, and a guest laundry. The Business Center includes a boardroom, connection to high-speed internet, and catering for meetings is always available. Call me, Donna Chavis, at 252-442-0500 for a tour and or to set up your corporate rate. You're always welcome as family in the Country Inn & Suites, Rocky Mount.
Thanks for staying with us. Before looking at the weekend forecast, a quick reminder, the event Dogs Day Out to benefit the SPCA Alliance of North Carolina will take place this upcoming Saturday, April 2nd from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. This will be held at Pet's Best Friend located on 3240 Zebulon Road in Rocky Mount. Scheduled there will be dogs you can adopt on site, food vendors, a dog kissing booth, raffles, a silent auction for pets and pet owners, and a doggy bake sale. There will also be a dog wash. For more information, you can call 252-937-7205. Now for a look at the weather, here's Fred Holdsworth.
Hello everyone, time to take a look at our weather, and another dreary looking day outside, but we're not going to get the amount of rain that we got yesterday. Rain moving in this afternoon and then moving on out later tonight, and that will give us a sunny sky for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and temperatures will moderate somewhat, and then by Tuesday we'll be in the low 80s. The rain that is coming up today, similar to that yesterday, but a weaker low pressure system moving into the area and then moving on out off the coast by tonight. Let's take a look at our forecast map and we'll see what's going to be occurring. First thing that draws our attention right here over Florida, severe thunderstorms are possible over this area today, and the reason right here, this is a cold front that is going to move right down the Sunshine State, the peninsula there, and on out into the Atlantic and the Florida Straits right here. Low pressure along this will move on out to sea, and then rain will come in, and even some snow up in the higher elevations of West Virginia. Snow will be occurring there, but rain elsewhere along the East Coast, and this is going to play some havoc, I'm afraid, with the opening day of the Major League Baseball season. Going farther west, we'll see rain developing over portions of western Tennessee. Rain also in a pretty large area over the Great Plains. This is in connection with a warm front that is going to be moving towards the Great Lakes. Snow to the north of that in the colder air, and snow also over Alberta. And this is going to be in connection with that Alberta Clipper that is going to move just like this tomorrow, staying to our north. Snow also possible in the higher elevations of the Rockies. Some heavy snow possible in portions of Wyoming. Rain will be found once again along the Pacific coast, and they have certainly had their share of rain and snow this year. Well, let's take a look now at our forecast, and we'll see what we can expect today, tonight, and into the weekend. For today, we'll have some rain this afternoon with a high of 53, north wind at 7. Chance of rain tonight with a low of 38. Winds will be north at 7. Friday, sunny with a high of 63. West wind at 10 to 20. Friday night, mostly cloudy with a low of 37 and a west wind at 8. Saturday, sunny with a high of 68. West wind 15 to 20, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour on Saturday, so watch out for that. Saturday night, clear with a low of 35. Sunday, sunny, 65 degrees for the high. Sunday night, cloudy with a low of 45. And as we go into the work week on Monday, a sunny sky with a high of 78 and a low of 58 Monday night. Our high temperature yesterday was 45. Our low this morning was 43. 1.07 inches of rain at our weather station during the past 24 hours. And that's the weather right up to now. Now back to you.
Thanks, Fred. And here with sports is Edward Green. What's been going on this week, Edward?
Marie, the weather has put a little bit of a damper on the games that were yesterday and today. If anybody had outdoor events after school, you probably had to make alternate plans with all the rain that came down. But looks like we got a pretty good weekend coming up. But we got some good stuff to cover that happened just a few days ago.
All right.
Well, conference play in the Big East for high school baseball has started, and last year's regular season champion Rocky Mount got off to a great start, defeating another quality team in the Nash Central Bulldogs on Tuesday, 9-1. Now, after losing some senior leadership following last year's strong performance, head coach Kent Cox believes it will take a mix of veteran experience and youthful talent to put his team over the top again this year. Now, I caught up with him this week to ask him about the game against Nash Central and the dominance of starting pitcher Benton Moss.
You had a really big game last night against Nash Central, won pretty easily 9-1. That was your first conference game of the year, right? How important was it against a team that had been also playing well to start off with such a strong performance?
Oh man, it was huge. I mean, it really made us into. I was big on telling the guys to send a statement across the county. I mean, we've been picked third in the league, and Nash Central has had a tremendous year so far, and up to this point, still have a tremendous team.
Ben Moss had a great game yesterday, struck out 17. He's going to be going to Carolina. He's signed as a sophomore. Talk about his impact and just what he means for his presence on the team.
Well, he's a tremendous leader. He's a tremendous worker, and he leads by example. All the kids see that, and they rally around him. And as well as Taylor Clontz and Matthew Berry and Thomas Berry, they all rally around those seniors. But Benton he's got a special gift from God, and he's found something for him that really works, and he's done an outstanding job with it. And and anytime I've told him before, we can scratch across 2 or 3 runs with him on the mound. We got a shot every night to win, but we got to do that little bit to get him that little bit of help. And I mean, having him on the mound is kind of ace in the hole. So I mean, he just does an outstanding job. You can't say enough about him.
And Moss is not just succeeding on the diamond as he did Tuesday with his 17 strikeout performance against Nash Central, but off the field as well. He earned a Moorhead Cain scholarship to go along to the one he got from North Carolina at Chapel Hill for baseball as well during his sophomore year. And he will be going to Chapel Hill this upcoming year. As for a little hockey news, after the loss on Saturday to Tampa Bay, the Carolina Hurricanes were in a tough spot trying to make the playoffs. 2 games this week would help determine if the Canes could jump back in the playoff picture and respond in a big way. Well, Tuesday, Carolina traveled to Washington and erased a 1-goal deficit in the third period to force overtime before winning it in the shootout. 18-year-old rookie Jeff Skinner was key in the comeback, scoring the tying goal in regulation and the clinching goal in the shootout. The Canes brought that momentum home Wednesday by thumping Montreal 6-2. Skinner had another big game with 2 goals and an assist. And so here are your updated Eastern Conference standings. As you can see, Carolina is still in 9th, but only 3 points back of both Buffalo and the New York Rangers now for a playoff spot, with just about everyone having 5 games left in the regular season. And Marie, Carolina travels to the New York Islanders this Saturday before coming home to play Buffalo on Sunday. And it could be a break or break weekend for the team as they try to make the playoffs. And go support the Hurricanes, head up to Raleigh. But I was looking yesterday for tickets. That Buffalo game is just about sold out.
Oh, wow.
So if you can find a ticket, congratulations. You're one of the lucky ones right now that will be heading up to the RBC Center.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Edward.
Thanks, Marie.
And thank you for watching NewsBreak today. Be sure to join us next week as we continue to bring you news that's impacting our community. For WHIG TV, I'm Marie Torres. We'll see you next time.